Hey love, it's me. Welcome to the ChiLOVE Radio Show, Pop Radio Worldwide, iHeartRadio, and Spotify Premium. I hope all is well with you. I just wanted to share with you all my take on a few stories that I came across. And it just made my brain feel like WTF. Okay. So, first I came across this story. This is a couple in Florida. A 61-year-old man marries an 18-year-old. Okay, so just based off of that itself, it's controversial because of the age difference. You know, some would say that this 61-year-old man has lived life, experienced life, is seasoned in life, whereas this 18-year-old female is literally just coming from up under her mother's wings to start her journey into adulthood. So you would have people who would, have something to say just based on the age alone. But what was extra crazy about this to me is that this 18-year-old female is, in fact, his goddaughter. Now, this is my issue. As a young girl, when you're growing up and you live in neighborhoods and communities, a lot of times, a lot of your family members aren't blood. The community is family. So, you raised up to approach certain people as uncle or auntie or cousin and so forth, right? But over time, as you start to grow up, sometimes you see these, especially the uncles, start to look at you inappropriately. They start to comment on, your body changing and developing. So that's what caught my attention here, is that this man is in fact her godfather. They have pictures of them together from when she was a toddler and he was holding her. And it is rumored that he first dated her mother. So apparently he had a real strong hand in her upbringing and being there for her, being that example in her life as a man, and turned around and married this girl. Not only married her, but they have a 2-year-old daughter together. Now, mind you, I say that she is 18 years old. So, of course, the internet is just going crazy about this. And, they're saying that he is another man in similar ways to what R. Kelly was accused of, grooming this little girl. He grooms her for himself. He grooms her for himself. And my daughters have godfathers, and I could not imagine what? That it's like a betrayal to the family, to the parents who said that if something happens to me, I want you to take care of my daughter. And yes, as her husband, he will be taking care of their daughter. But that is not the path that the parents expected them to go on when they stood more than likely in front of a pastor and made him an official godfather. So the internet was saying what they were saying. The young lady, she took to the internet. She believes that everybody is jealous of her, jealous of the life that she is living, while other girls her age chase after boys who are sleeping around. That comment in itself sounds like a groomed comment. He told her, look at these young boys. Look at your friends. They crying over these boys because they can't keep their penis in their pants. But I'm a man. I done been through all that already. Chasing these women. I'm ready to settle down. I'm financially stable enough to settle down. I can give you what they can't. Her reply on the internet sounds groomed. So rapper Kodak Black said that his dad did the same things to his mom. His dad left them to pursue a relationship with his goddaughter. So you really got to be careful who you have around your children. You know, a person may be good to you in this way or beneficial to you in that way, but they may carry a certain darkness that can be a liability to you and your family. You know, and then people wonder why there is such a mistrust in this world, especially with, you know, older men and girls, because somewhere along the line, you stop seeing her as the young lady that's in your family, the young lady that you're supposed to protect. And that's fine that she's beautiful and you help to instill in her that she's a beautiful young lady. But that beauty should not be sexualized. And this is a far too common story. And this is another reason why you see people like R. Kelly being made an example of this. Because as I've stated before, this is a lifestyle. And it's generations old. This is nothing new. It's generations old. A lot of mothers have groomed their daughters to be able to please an older man and submit to him and whatever else is going to take. Because she tells her daughter that she needs stability and that she needs a man who's going to either take care of her or help take care of her. And I believe that if you're with anybody, man or woman, you should be taking care of yourself as well as holding the other person together in the event that they start to slip and fall. But you definitely should be doing your own work and holding your own weight. You know, in one of R. Kelly's songs, he said, ladies, don't depend on me, depend on the man above. And Mama Daddy God talks to you in a variety of ways. And will use whatever way is necessary to get your attention. And a lot of females, a lot of men too, start to idolize their partner, and their partner becomes God. Now, ye are gods and also my children, which means that yes, we are gods, but you're not the supreme God. And some people start to put that man or that woman in Mama Daddy God's place. Or rely on that person to really give them their next breath, so to speak. And forgetting who they are. Not tapping inside of themselves to find out what their abilities are and what their purpose is here on the world. It's far bigger than just, you know, getting together and cohabitating and co-creating. You know, everybody has a specific purpose on this world. So sometimes these things can be a wake-up call, because no matter how common it is, and yes, some people get comfortable in chaos, something inside of you is telling you that this is not how you're supposed to be treated. Something inside of you, even if your body is just responding to the stress of the situation, that's your body telling you that this is not how you're supposed to be treated, that this will not benefit you in the long term. You or the person who is abusing you or manipulating you. And this story also makes me think about how for years and years, when a female gets to be a certain age or has a certain number of children, she is devalued. She loses her value in society. An older female is referred to as dried up, as expired, just old. Whereas a man, when he gets older, will be described as debonair, distinguished, stable. So there has been like a general census that when a woman turns a certain age and your body starts to change over time and stuff, now you are undesirable. And men are helping to spread that narrative to go and get you something younger, especially seeing a man who is afraid himself of becoming old. A lot of men who are afraid of becoming old, I call that the Peter Pan syndrome. You don't want to grow up. You don't realize that you can still have fun and you can still live a full life within the maturity of the age range that you are. But a lot of men will go and get a younger woman because it's supposed to make him, look younger, feel younger. He's the man by being that age and being able to pull, something that's still tight. And that's a huge misconception that there is no tightness or moisture. I will share a fact with you, and the fact is that men actually reach their peak in their 20s. Women don't reach their peak until later on, 40s, 50s. And usually they're called cougars. Why? Because they're going and they're having a lot of sexual relationships with a lot of younger men. Because in that stage, she on fire. So, that's a huge stereotype and misconception about the way that a woman body changes. Now, yes, they do go through menopause and everything, but they still have things for that, just like they got them blue pills for the men. And then this day and age, women are taking it upon themselves to kind of destroy that narrative that when you get a certain age, you lose your sex appeal or you lose your beauty. A lot of older women these days are looking younger than some of the young girls. And I mean, a cup of water is good, but a grip in the ocean, feeling the ocean gripping you is even better. That's a whole nother conversation. It's just a lot of stereotypes out here about women and just, them being devalued, undervalued, mistreated. Women are not objects. Women are not, toys for your benefit. So I'm glad that this actually came out because it does need to be discussed more. Because yeah, we got some celebrities hooked up with this type of stuff, accused of this type of stuff, but there are everyday regular men who are out here that's engaging in this behavior as well. And speaking of this behavior and men who are out here engaging, there was a man charged with kidnapping and sex trafficking here in Chicago. A 39-year-old man charged with aggravated kidnapping, criminal sexual assault, human trafficking, involuntary servitude, and intimidating a witness. See, it's a lifestyle. And it's crazy how a man will demean a woman and yet use her body, use her personality for his livelihood. I don't understand that. It reminds me of how the slave master manipulated the slaves, told you that you were nothing, and yet you were the key in their livelihood. So us as ladies have to wake up more and more and more. More and more. And so what? If he say you won't do it, somebody else will. Let her do it then, babe. And pray for her. Pray for what she about to put herself through. But we gotta wake up a little harder, ladies. And unfortunately, society says that the man is supposed to protect us, but a lot of times they hear you, they see you, they see that pain. They hear it in your voice. They see it in your eyes. Even when you smiling, they can smell it on you. And a lot of times, instead of protecting you and showing you who you are and showing you how you're supposed to be treated, they see what they can get away with and continue, this cycle of abuse. So, now we just gonna break this on down to, street lingo. So this man was a pimp, basically, okay? So he had a bottom bitch to recruit another female. Now, this bottom bitch fits in the category of a Team D bitch. Team D, D stands for dick. Team D bitch. The fact that you would match up with this man to kidnap and force another young lady into prostitution, that's a Team D bitch. You are not a part of the sisterhood. That is not sisterhood behavior. Okay? The girl didn't even say that you at least tried to look out for her while she was, held against her will and out here doing things that she didn't willingly choose to participate in. I don't dig Team D bitches. It's a lot of healing that everybody needs to do. So, okay, they got them a hoe, right? So we got an SVU here in Chicago. And they saw the bottom bitch following the hoe in the car in the North Lawndale area. So they charged her with involuntary sexual servitude and human trafficking. Then the pimp told the hoe to meet him at the gas station after his girl got booked. He kidnapped her. She got booked, he got out. So then the pimp told the hoe to meet him at the gas station, kidnapped her, and attempted to make her change her story. Now, the bottom bitch is charged with conspiracy to commit aggravated kidnapping and witness intimidation. The pimp turned himself in and is being held without bond. Is this or is this not ridiculous? It's ridiculous. But it's so common at the same time. It's ridiculous, but it's common at the same time. And what's extra crazy is that, it's a lot of females out here who are willingly, this is their lifestyle. They have conditioned their brains to live this lifestyle. And yet you are kidnapping and making a woman sell her body. That's not your call, sir. If I was to do something like that, I'm not having a pimp. It's one thing to have security, but excusez-moi, what do I look like giving you my money after what I just did to get it? You crazy? You crazy. It's one thing to pay security, baby. But no. I even got an attitude with those who charge this little $40. $40 a boot. You damn near put him to sleep. Y'all out here putting them to sleep, almost putting them to sleep. Or then re-energize his whole energetic being. and all he pay you is $40. Your energy is connected to your sexuality. Oh, but I digress. So let's talk about this mother really quickly who identified her son as a shooter in a gang-related murder. Right here in Chicago, he was 18 years old, charged with first-degree murder for the murder of another man. Now, this was some gang rival action, okay? The killer, I'm gonna call him. I'm not gonna put y'all names on my doggone platform anymore because you don't deserve it. When you start to do some good stuff, I'll say y'all name on my platform. So the killer forcibly stole some weed from the victim and his friend, right? So the victim and his friends retaliated with a fight. They then was biking through an alley. The killer saw him, punched him, walked to an SVU, started blicking. The victim was struck 3 times as him and his friends attempted to ride off. One of them fled to the youth center, called 12, and snitched, okay? Now, while all this was happening, his mother saw it. His mother testified and said that she saw her son fire multiple gunshots during the attack. And he is facing a possible life sentence. Now, this makes me think of the Andrew Holmes story. He is a Chicago activist here. He turned in his brother for stealing people's Amazon and UPS packages off of their doorsteps, from in front of their doors. So, they always say blood is thicker than water, family, no matter what, rad for you, even though, right or wrong. But in this instance, there are more people who are starting to turn in their own people. Do you think that that's a good idea? Do you think that if people knew that they would be held accountable, even by those who love them, that the crime would start to decrease, that they would start to make better decisions? Because I noticed that with a lot of group people, they tend to become bullies a lot of ways because of who they're linked to, or whatever crowd they hang with, or whoever they with, and how tough they get down or whatever. So they tend to become bullies because of this support, and that's dangerous because, as you see, you're not the only one who supported. So now, if it's a final cause situation, and a final cause situation is a cause to which you will die for this situation. If it's that type of situation, then do what you got to do. But I'm going to tell you that you will have to be held accountable. The court 12 is going to come looking for you. They're going to try to see what's going on. Now, if it was something that was like a self-defense type of situation, you could get justifiable homicide. But a lot of times when it's coming to this, they trying to get this boy life. Same way they trying to do O-Block. And the O-Block just straight, you whooped your own ass. It's like it's not even necessary to really fuss or speak in a demeaning manner because you whooped your own ass. You found a way to, make money and gain popularity and everything. That was through the industry and through the music. But you exposed yourself. You exposed yourselves. You exposed each other. You whooped your own ass. I'm just going to send hugs to you because you're going to need to heal from this. Now, the thing about the law is that they still got to prove it. R. Kelly beat a Fed case before, and they had a whole video. But seeing that Chicago has been the target for quite a while from like other states and a lot of political people Even the presidents have spoken about Chicago. Chicago is a main topic. And it's like whether we're being good or being bad, we're the best. And this is home and I love it. The things that we have to get together, we'll get together. We can do it. All you have to do is just put your energy in the good stuff and not as much in the bullshit. But see, you do low vibrational things when you are vibrating low. You make poor decisions when you are vibrating low. And a lot of times you may not even realize that you're vibrating low because the chaos has become comfortable. And this has become life. So now, you thinking, I'm thinking how to survive for right now, not knowing that you are impacting your footprint here, your print here on the earth. You are impacting other people's lives. You are becoming a liability for a society as a whole. So, if there is a situation, because people have different coping skills, and I understand that. And there is a situation where it's death. It's the final call situation. You willing to get down over this. Make sure you got some type of risk management plan, some type of lawyer set up, even if it's a prepaid lawyer. You just don't need a public defender coming up in there on your behalf. Make sure you got your stuff in order. You know what I'm saying? As far as whatever it is that you have and what needs to go with what, or what you need to set up for your child's future, or to help your mom out after after you make this move, you yourself may go down. Have some type of plan. Just going out with emotions and a gun, and then it's like that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's a lie. That's a lie. Because a lot of this beef is occurring because of how people are treated with words and actions. And if you already going through something inside of you and somebody else coming across and they beating down on you, or you going through something inside and you find that you are out here being the predator, that's the issue that you need to heal from and recondition yourself from. And a lot of you are out here in the streets and you taking your anger out on people, but the person who you really upset at a lot of times is in your own household or in your family, or something that happened a long time ago. The person might be dead now, but you still holding the hurt and the scars from that. Simply somebody close to you has died. You was praying to Mama Daddy God for this person's life, and they ended up dying, and you lost hope. So I still believe in us as a people. And the fact that these things are coming out and we are seeing changes, and the law is definitely dropping the gauntlet. More people are starting to be held accountable. But the truth is that God gave man dominion over the world and gave men dominion over themselves. And when God said men in this instance, he's not just talking about the men with the third leg. He's talking about woman and man. God said, I made both men and woman, and one is not above the other. So let's just work on loving ourselves more so that we can love those that we say that we love the right way. Shout out to Miranda Wright. I always think about her because that's her hashtag, when I say the right way. So I hope you all enjoyed my show. I look forward to talking to you all next time. Hugs, love. From the ChiLOVe Radio Show, Pop Radio Worldwide, iHeartRadio, and Spotify Premium.